Look at this dude right here, man. This is a legend. This is one of the most respected educators in the game, especially for the Andis team. Whenever Andis do things, this is who I look forward to seeing education.
We did saying that because
no. I did LV Expo, and we taught a class before him, and I was finna go to the booth after that. And once I heard how he set the tone in his class, how he just grabbed, how he grabbed the attention of his crowd, man. Yeah. This is one of the educators right here. This is one of the people that y'all need to look into, man.
I'm humble. Thank you, sir.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
you guys.
How you doing?
And the product is amazing. Hey, these are innovators in the industry. If you don't know, if you're not knowing what they're doing, man, you're probably living under a rock because everything they do is state of the art. They're not trying to keep up with the curve. They're creating the curve.
Let's go. Let's go. Shout out to one of the legends, man. Shout out to you two. So to kick this haircut off, I go in using a pick, and I'm just basically picking and combing out the hair so I can get the hair out as furthest possible, prepping it for a nice clean fade and a nice clean lineup. So we go in with the Babeless FX Gold trimmers, and I'll show you guys my first initial guideline right here. And then I knock all of the hair out, prepping myself, setting myself up. And this is my first initial guideline using my trimmers. Then I go in with my Andis Masters fully open, and I give myself about a whole inch. Because I'm doing a faded beard, you got a lot of room to work with, as you guys can see. As you guys can see, my canvas, I start from the top of the sideburn and I get all the way to the bottom of the jawline to really work in whatever type of taper or faded beard look that I want to add to this client's beard. And that's one thing that's just dope about this client. This client had a full, complete beard, but he wanted to just start changing things up and adding a little bit more flair to the beard. And that's just dope to me. Whenever people can go outside of the comfort zone just to add some more flavor, it's just always dope. So I just keep everything consistent, and I'm just staying between my lever 2 and my lever 3, which are the notches on the side of the Andis Masters, and I'm just flicking out as much of the line as possible, trying to get a nice easy transition with the beard. It's all consistency. It's all taking your time using a knuckle brush. That's one thing I love about this video. Half of this video is in real time. As you guys can see, this is real time. This isn't sped up at all. But half of the video is in real time and half of it is sped up. Just so I can kick flavor and, cooler with y'all. And just, man, I don't get a chance to drop the videos as much as possible just due to traveling and so much that's going on. As you guys can see, like if you follow me through on social media, I've been traveling so much. I'm trying to get back in tune with the videos for you guys just so we can keep everything consistent and keep throwing the pressure out there for y'all. So as long as you bear with me, the heat will come, but I was just traveling for a while, so we back and it's time to lock in. So I'm just using my 1/16 guard completely closed on my Andis Masters, and I'm just flicking around making sure that I can get the beard debulked as much as possible, just because at times it can look like you have fade lines, so you gotta work it out. That's what's so important about the faded beards or any fade that you normally do. There's gonna be levels, there's gonna be guidelines, there's gonna be so many different things that pop in and out of the haircut, and you will have to adjust to those. But that is the best part about the barber game. You will be thrown things that you probably visually can't see, but a lot of things is just to trust the process. Like everything is the same. These are the same steps that I would do on the head. I'm just doing them on the beard. So you guys got to remember that no matter what you're doing, all of your steps, if they remain the same, then your result will remain consistent, and that is very important in the game. So just take that jewel with y'all, and just remember that no matter how crazy the haircut, how scary the road is, we built for this. This is what we signed up for. This is the difference between us and everybody else that's out there, that we choose to solve problems. We choose to install confidence in men or women or even children to some degree and matter. Like, that's what's very important. When you stand behind this chair, we have so much power of changing the day of every individual that we encounter with. So I just keep everything consistent using my Andes Masters, and I'm just flicking in the same realm, not doing too much and not overplaying my part, but just keeping it consistent. I want the transition there. I want it as soft as possible so I can give you guys so much heat with this straight razor. And as you guys can see, first side is done. So we hop into the second side, and as I stated earlier, half of the video will be natural speed and the other half will be sped up. In this case, it's sped up, so I did the same steps. I used my gold FXs, and then I went with my masters completely open right here, and then I'm starting to do my transition and drop the lever as much as possible just so I can debulk and create the transition of the faded beard. You got to keep everything consistent. Everything that we do in barbering, especially if we're talking about a fade, if we're talking about a lineup, we're talking about symmetry. It's just like math. Finding common denominators. What you do to the bottom, you do to the top. And in reference of a haircut, whatever you do to one side, you do to the other side. Same thing with the linings. That's how you create symmetry. That's how you create flow. It's a lot of different things in barbering that people neglect, and I don't understand why. Symmetry is so important. It sets you aside. It looks so much more distinguished in terms of your arsenal. It shows that you care for detail. It's bigger than just the normal aspect of it. So lock in, tune in, and I promise you, you're gonna turn up. This 2019, y'all know what time it is. It's year of the creators, and we just can't slow down at no point in time in life. And then no matter what the case is, it's always one step forward. No matter how many steps you take backwards, it's always that one forward. And that's what's just important. So I go in with my gold FXs, and I just start to do the inner part of the lip line. Anybody that knows me or watch my videos know when I do a beard, I start with the inside, and it helps me frame out so I can see the outside before I even approach it. So just doing the mustache, I know exactly how high I want this beard to go, even before doing the top part of the mustache. But the top part of the mustache will be next, which distinguish and sets that line for me to let me know where I can't go with the color enhancement. Due to me doing my beards different, somebody would have rocked out and just cleaned that all the way up with their trimmers. But me personally, I don't like to put my trimmers on the face just because I feel like they hit too hard. And sometimes you got clients who can take the trimmers on the face, but me personally, that's something that I stay away from because I let my razor do that type of work. It's just so much more consistent for me, so much more easier, and I cut the time. I'm so much more advanced in terms of trying to be time efficient in a shop. I want to be able to put up as many numbers as possible and as many shots as possible. I want to keep my hands active. I fell in love with the craft of showing precise executive looks to every individual that sit in my chair. And the more that I can do that, the better that I can get. So y'all just gotta remember, man, till this day, you got people out there that's vets in the game, and we still putting the shots up in the shop. Like, that don't stop. That do not stop. Just because we feel like we reached some type of level, that means nothing. You gotta keep putting the shots up. That's the only way to get better. So just with the beard, I went in with my color, and I just framed out the top and the bottom part. And as you guys can naturally see, the blend that I put at the top already gives the beard that faded beard look. See, a lot of people will probably overwork this beard, but you don't have to. I'm setting myself up. Every step that I'm doing is ultimately setting me up for that finished look. We already looking finished, and we nowhere near there yet. I didn't put no razor on this straight face. It ain't pop out yet. We not even there yet. This is just showing y'all, as long as you trust your process, it's impossible to fail. It's impossible to fail. You may not perform the way that you want, but it's impossible to fail. As long as you try, it's impossible. And on this side, we do the same thing, starting at the top of the beard, and we just bringing everything down and brushing everything into the beard just so we can get that transition. Because a lot of parts at the top of the beard is just a little bit more lighter than the bottom half, but it's no problem. When you got color, you got other things of that nature that can fill in and give things that look. That's what we use them for. Like the realm of enhancements, that's what it's for. It's for to enhance the lineups. It's for to enhance the already finished product. Like, we know we can take good pictures now, but why are filters built? They're enhancers. That's exactly what it is. It's just a different industry and a different artistry. That's all you doing. You already putting something fire on something that's already been fire. That's been the objective from the beginning. It's just to do it with some type of sauce, some type of flair, some type of flavor. It's time to start adding so much more kick to our work that we got the basics down. Now it's time to lock in and be advanced. Show precision at a different level. I want my people to leave the shop knowing that they just got the best haircut of their life. The next step, I did beard oil, and then I go in with the hot pick comb just so I can extend the hair as further as it go before I shape it out. And as you guys can see, this is just a dope step. It's getting the beard real clean because of the oils that I put into the beard, and the minerals just helps the beard grow, but also gives the beard that immaculate shine. And then using a hot pick comb, it's just extending the beard all the way out, just so once I shape it, the hair will be true to its size, opposed to it being matted down and the hair not being true. And when he go home and pick it, the hair is everywhere and the beard doesn't look shaped. I go in with my gold FXs completely closed, and I'm just shaping on the outside of the beard, getting everything together, keeping everything consistent, and the beard is coming together. We got the shape there. We just ain't put a razor on there, and we just cleaning on the outside of the beard now, just so we can really distinguish that clean, solidified look. Grinding. That's all we doing. We grinding. Y'all gotta remember, if you're not struggling for it, how is it a grind? You gotta put them shots up. Practice, practice, practice is key. So I go in with my Gold FX trimmers, and I'm just hitting the back of the beard line using the corner of my blade. As you guys can see, I never lay my blade flat. I'm just really nudging with the edge of my corners just so I can get everything in the realm that I need it to be in. Then I go in with my Tomb 45 razor using the triple cartridge, and I'm using the expose just so I can go in. I need to be able to see everything. I got color in the way, I got long hairs in the way, but you want the beard to be as clean as possible, every line to be as straight as possible, and every angle to be curved as possible. That's what beards are about. It's about straight and curved parts. And I set myself up. I start with the top, then I work my way to the bottom. It just depends on whatever side I'm on. I work a little bit different. But as long as you keep it consistent, you getting finished looks like this. And remember, the first time you hit the beard, that's never completely it. You got to go behind your work. You got to hit the beard multiple times or hit the lineup multiple times, because that's what sets you apart from everybody else. Details matters. A one-time lapse can be a clean look, but that don't mean we finish. That's how I get my linings as clean as possible, that I'm willing to do the detail work. I'm not better than nobody. I literally do detail work until my work looks how I want it to look, and I aim for the picture perfect ready look. And if we aiming for picture perfect, every line has to be straight. Now go in, I repeat the same steps over here, and then I'm gonna use my trimmers at the top of the beard area, just because I was a little bit more comfortable doing it in this area, because the camera is on my left side, so I can't see the LCD, so I can't see what I'm really doing. So I kind of wanted to prep myself for it. The same way I'm using the pencil on this side, I didn't use the pencil on the other side, but I was doing it just because it's on my right hand. I need to make sure that everything is up to par, and at times your circumstances may change due to whatever situation you are in, but it's up to you to adjust to that outcome. When you adjust to that outcome, I promise you that feeling, the level of accomplishment is unmatched at that point. That's what it's about. You gotta overcome every obstacle that's standing in front of you. And right here is just how you do an amazing clean beard. As you can see, the B-roll is nasty, the line is nasty, the fade is nasty. We locked in. Y'all know what time it is. Hashtag TBT is the Beam Team. Let's get this money. Strap in. It's 2019. Year the creators. It's bag season. Let's